Hey, I'm Bill Gross, and this is the Reverse Mortgage Podcast. I'm your host at Bill Gross Probate and Social Media. And while normally I do interviews of typically top originators in the reverse mortgage space or managers or vendors in some cases, today I thought I would share with you my lessons learned. I've now interviewed 18 of the top originators and managers in the industry so far. And I've been in the business a long time. I've originated myself reverse mortgages. I'm a real estate broker, and I have worked with reverse mortgage lenders on a regular basis. But just in this podcast, and intensely in the last 6 weeks, I've interviewed 18 of the top in the country, and I'll do some more as well. I'll continue to. But I want to share with you what I've learned, because really it's just confirmed what I knew all along. And I think this is the purpose of this podcast, is to distill the information to actionable items to you, the listener, whether you're a reverse mortgage originator, manager, an attorney or financial planner looking to use this product or find good people to work with, or a consumer looking to get a reverse mortgage loan and not sure who to work with. I'm going to share with you, I think, the key elements I've learned that help you maybe summarize the 18 episodes I've done, and maybe the next 18 episodes I'm going to do as well as I do it weekly. So here they are, in order. Number one, what I've learned in the first 18 weeks or 18 interviews with people is confirm my thesis. When I launched this podcast, I'm a real estate broker. So Bill, why are you doing a reverse mortgage podcast? Well, as a probate focused real estate broker, I often get mom or dad died and have a property, kids are gonna get it, but there's a reverse mortgage, it's facing foreclosure. What do we do? Often the solution is probate. And so I get involved in more and more of these cases. I saw it increasing. I saw a lack of solutions in that area. So when I thought about it, I had a number of reasons why this was happening, and really I have 5 different theses as to why I launched this, actually 6, why I launched this podcast. One was, the problem is a lack of education. Lack of education in the consumers, as well as professionals that confer this business. Now, this is true of everything. I do a separate podcast on the real estate market where I really point out how bad the real estate industry news is. It's not news. Real estate industry news is really just advertising for the top internet portals. And what happens then is the customer thinks they're getting news, they're really being fed advertising, and never learn anything about the business. Like everything real estate, like everything finance, like everything in news, period. The news just isn't the news anymore. You know, there's no more debate on issues. It's one side or the other, and the other side's bad. It isn't worthy of even being discussed. That's also true with reverse mortgages. When I talk to people, financial planners, attorneys, and bring up the subject, often they just shut down. Hey, that's a bad product. I don't want my customer ripped off. They don't know what they're talking about, but the news told them it's bad. That's what they know. That lack of education prevents customers from getting a product that can help them. So number one problem, number one opportunity, number one challenge is this lack of education amongst consumers, i.e. the potential borrowers, amongst the referral sources, realtors, bankers, even loan originators don't know they should be referring more reverse mortgages. That's the joke of the whole thing. Attorneys and financial planners. The second thesis I had was, the second thing I found out about why this is the stink of the initial product. Now, what does that mean? The initial reverse mortgage product launched in the 80s was so bad. It was so misused. People to this day think it's the same product, think it's the same issues, and as a result, just discount the whole product entirely. I was an originator when I started my career. I did a couple of those initial reverse mortgages. No, I did some honest ones, but at the same time, there are people doing them connected with stockbrokers and financial planners, where they would take out the reverse mortgage, take all the money out up to 80% loan to value, and buy initially an annuity with a huge commission rate. And so the loan originator is making money on the mortgage, and they're making money selling investments that were terrible, and they would churn that investment. It was terrible. It was a nightmare. So the product has been completely reconfigured with lower loan to values to protect the customer, more challenging reviews of where the money is going, qualification where there was none before, education requirements, all those things. But that initial product was so bad. To this day, there are people who all they know is a customer got ripped off in the 1980s or early 90s from one of those mortgages, don't have any idea how the product is different. Another thesis I had was the stink of the servicing of the current product is so bad. Now, I can't say it's not without reason, but here in California, Lenders who make reverse mortgages don't forever foreclose. They sell the servicing rights. As soon as they know one party dies, it seems to me, they sell the servicing or the right to collect payments to another party who all that other party does is race to the foreclosure or payoff. It's typically a law firm. And so what happens is that servicing is so bad, the relationship with the customer is so dishonest, poorly done, poorly handed off. The originator who did the loan is nowhere to be seen. That relationship ends being horrible, and in many cases, the heirs, the kids who are trying to solve the problem have such a bad experience, they'll tell everybody how bad that is. So that problem is what has to be dealt with. Another one is loan agents, loan originators are not sufficiently focused on selling. Many loan originators go into business because they're order takers. They work at a call center, they work at a bank where deals come into them. But at some point, if you really want to build a business, you'd become a salesman, an evangelist for your product or service. And most originators just aren't. It's not their nature. And there's a lack there. And so I felt as a salesperson, I could help originators by being that person for them. Tom Selleck is that person for the call center type lender, but the real originators who do business with customers face-to-face every day don't have that evangelist. Here's another big thesis. There should be 10 times as much business as being done. There should be 10 times more reverse mortgages than being done today, meaning every originator in the business could do 10 times as much business if those other problems were solved, if customers knew the real product, if they weren't hesitant but were informed and educated, if the originators did a better job educating, if referral sources, attorneys, and realtors were more educated, there'd be 10 times more. There's more equity lines to be done. There's more reverse for purchases to be done and less buying for cash. So anyhow, less hard money loans. Instead, we could be doing more reverse mortgage loans. So there's all kinds of opportunities. And I think a lot of the loans not being done are by the most beneficial customers. The best referral sources aren't referring it because they don't know the product, haven't taken the time. So there's tremendous opportunity, and interviewing the agents I've interviewed or the originators I've interviewed has really only confirmed that reality. So I confirmed that original thesis. That's number two. Second thing I learned was how profound the difference is between the I do reverse mortgages originator and the I'm a reverse mortgage professional. One thing I've noticed is that those people who are professionals, they put it on their tagline. It's on their website. It's in their business card. They talk about it all the time. They do not want to be confused. If I ask 100 loan originators, do you do reverse mortgages? 99 will say yes. 98 haven't done one in a year. Why is that? Well, people are hungry for business. People will mislead, shade the truth for business. But the ones who are reverse mortgage professionals, whether they're certified reverse mortgage professionals or they work at a company that only allows them to do reverse mortgages and other originators to refer to them, they're properly trained and certified. There's a world of difference when you deal with them. And when you talk to them, you know it right away. And I learned that as I started doing these interviews, right away the difference between those two. Now, it's a complicated product, but it's those differences in the product, it's those details that make the difference. The loan to values, when you can use money or not, the younger, older spouse rules. Those are the keys to qualifying a customer, explain to them what they can do and what they can't do. And then it helps them come across when they explain the product. And interviewing the best so far, you can tell when they talk about the product, they know it. And it comes across to a customer to help them feel comfortable. It comes across to a referral source to make them comfortable to refer somebody to them. So there's a whole world of difference between the I do reverse mortgages and the I'm a reverse mortgage professional or I'm a certified reverse mortgage professional. Number three is the same principles of success apply in this business as everything else. There's no substitute for time on task over time. You know, I was on an amazing training call with C2 Financial's Shane Irwin, who has a great program available to anybody, any company, not just C2. I actually was a guest on it, and I've listened to it since a couple times. On there was a company that was selling its CRM product, its customer relationship management software. And they do advertising and marketing and all that kind of stuff that CRM companies do these days. What's fascinating is Shane said, and he's one of the best managers in the business, that don't think that by buying this product you'll solve your problem. You still have to learn how to convert sales. You still have to learn how to talk to products. You still have to learn how to help people, how to answer questions. Not only did he say that, then the top producer from his company they had on the call also chimed in and said the same thing. She said, don't bother learning their scripts. You need to talk to people so often that you learn the scripts yourself by talking to them. And she was basically saying the key was her time on task over time was the key to success. That's not to say that there aren't products that can help you and support you and help you build your business. The way I think of that is like pouring gasoline on a fire. You still have to start the fire. You still have to build and maintain the fire with logs, but the gasoline maybe will help you get there sooner. So CRM products and advertising can help you, but there is no substitute for learning how to talk to customers, explain the product effectively, having the right tools to help you do that. And there's no tool that will do it for you. You have to learn how to use the tool to be effective and explain that to other people. Also, second was the importance of building, in terms of the principles of success, is the importance of building a database. All the top people I talk to have a database of realtors, attorneys, accountants, financial planners, some different, past customers. They work their past clients. The past clients lead them to the kids. The top in this field do a reverse mortgage for the parents and then get to meet the kids over time so that when the parents pass, they solve the service problem because the kids know to call them and they know to help solve the service problem. That's the key, is solving the problem. Then you own them for life. So the top people I found have great personal databases, not a database of data they bought. They may have that also. But the core business of all these people I've talked to, almost without exception, is their own database of their past clients, their prospects, their referral sources, and then everything else is on top of that. And the other one is the importance of referral sources. All top people I talk to either work their personal database at a really high level, unusually high, but the majority of them have referral sources, attorneys, accountants, real estate agents, other loan officers, other loan originators. That's a big one in that business. In some cases, it's their own company. But why would you not keep every loan originator you've ever met and market to them so when they have reverse mortgage, they can do business with you, right? So the importance of those relationships is critical. Those are the three principles of success I found. Again, no substitute for experience, time and task over time. You got to get involved. You got to get started. You got to make those phone calls. You got to build your database and then look for people who know people to refer your business, not just consumers. The fourth lesson I've learned from this is the value of the right certification. I'm in real estate. We give out certifications like Halloween candy. In my experience, almost every certification itself is meaningless. Now, I will say I'm a certified probate professional, I don't know what it is, CPRE, real estate professional. I don't even know what the name of it is, through probatemastery.com. It's great training. It's not the certification, it's a great class to take. But designations are meant to say you are to cut above. You know, in California, an attorney who's designated as an expert by the bar in trusts and estates, that designation takes time, effort, energy, and certifications. It's valuable. In reverse mortgages, there's two that I know of. One is a certified reverse mortgage professional. That's open to anybody. It's about 250, I think, across the country, by the National Reverse Mortgage Lenders Association. And what I found was after I interviewed a couple of people who were CRMPs, they just talked about it in such glowing terms. They explained to me they had to have production standards to get into it. They explained to me there's continuing education to keep it. They explained to me there's a directory of those people because it's so limited, there's only 200 nationally, how valuable it is. And so I strongly recommend if you're a reverse mortgage originator and you want to be professional, see what you need to do to become a certified reverse mortgage professional, CRMP, through the nrmla.org or online.org. See what it takes to get there, and I would work hard to get there. Now, I know other companies, Movement Mortgage is one that has their own reverse mortgage professional designation in their company. And that does two things. They only allow those people to do reverse mortgages, and they don't allow other originators in their company to do them. I think that makes a lot of sense. And by and large, the originators I've met through Movement Mortgage, similarly, that designation is excellent. So I say those are the two. The rest of the designations in real estate, to me, aren't worth much. But it's important in this case. Don't let the bad designations elsewhere fool you. I do think that whether you're at whatever company you're at, a designation of those two will be valuable. If I can help explain those details, feel free to reach out to me. In fact, in all of this, I've learned a lot. I really appreciate those that I've had the chance to interview so far. I have another series of interviews to continue the podcast. I intend to do one a week for the next year at least. It's been a fantastic ride, learning adventure along the way, and boost to my business. So that's the lessons I've learned. I'll just recap again. My initial theses, this is called Bill Was Right, my favorite topic, that the problem is lack of education, that the stink of the initial product and the servicing were holding people back, that the originators aren't focused on selling, there should be 10 times as much business as there is, and that the business is not, the business not being done is the best business, by the way. So that was the initial, confirm my theses. There's a difference between the people who just do one and do them full time. The principles of success are no different in reverse mortgages than any other part of real estate. It's still hard work and being an expert and being customer service oriented. And lastly, the value of proper certifications. So that's what I came up with. What do you find? What do you think are the keys to success in this business? If I'm missing one, let me know. Put in the comments or email or text me. I'm at Bill Gross Probate on social media. My phone number and email are down below. As always, make today your best day ever. And go to the reversemortgagepodcast.com to subscribe or to see